Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Candace, and I will be guiding you through this short 30-minute slow flow just to connect with your body, release tension, and engage all of your muscle groups. So we'll begin in a comfortable seated position. If you have tight hips and you have yoga blocks, you can just place those under your hips. Sit on a yoga block, or if you have a yoga bolster, you can use that. A pillow, a cushion, a rolled up towel, just whatever is handy. You can just place that under your hips so you're comfortable. And we'll just begin with a few rounds of coherent breathing. What we will do is we're going to include our arms. So we'll inhale, bring our arms up. And exhale, bringing our arms down to cactus, opening up the chest, opening up the heart center. Try to get your shoulder blades to touch behind you. Inhaling through the nose as the arms reach up. And exhaling through the nose as you bring your arms down to cactus. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. You can breathe and move at your own natural rhythm. Just let your breath guide your body. And on the next inhale, we'll reach our arms back up to center and exhale, bringing them down to prayer and down by your sides. Bring our right ear to our right shoulder, stretching out the left side of the neck. Bringing your chin to your chest and the left ear to the left shoulder. Stretching out the right side of your neck, back the other way. And if it feels good, you can make full circles with your neck. It's really warming up the upper part of your spine. And you could go the other way. And when that feels complete, we'll meet back in a seated position. And we'll just start to make little circles with our shoulders. Bring our shoulders up to our ears, back down our backs. Just warming up your shoulder joints. And going the other way. And meeting back in center. Just start to make some circles with our spine. So shifting the body weight forward and then curving your spine as you bring the body weight back behind you. And these can be big circles, these can be small circles, whatever you need just to warm up your spine, the sides of your body, the upper half of your body. You can go the other way. When that feels complete, just meeting back in center. Placing your left hand down beside you. Inhale, bringing the right arm up. And exhale, bringing the right arm over. As you inhale, create space on the right side of the body, opening up the space between the ribs. And as you exhale, just sink a little deeper into the stretch. And on your next inhale, coming back to center, bringing the right hand, placing it down beside you. Inhale, bringing the left arm up. And exhale, bringing it over. Inhale to create length, opening up the left side of the body. And exhale to sink a little deeper into the stretch. Next inhale, coming back to center. Bring your hand back down to the mat. If you are wearing socks, I would take them off this moment because we are going to go into some standing poses. We'll shift our body weight forward so that we're on all fours in a tabletop position. Your hands should be just below your shoulders and your knees just below your hips. And we'll inhale, bringing our belly to the mat, bringing our tailbone and our gaze up to the ceiling. Exhale, curving your spine, chin to your chest. Tailbone points down to the mat. Inhale to look up. And exhale, curving your spine, chin to your chest. Just continue to breathe and let your breath guide you through these cat-cows in your own natural rhythm, warming up your spine, warming up your abdomen. And when that feels complete, just meet with a neutral spine back in tabletop. You're going to inhale, bringing the left arm up to the ceiling, opening up the left side of the chest. Exhale, threading the needle, bringing your left cheek down to the mat. When you inhale, really breathe into the shoulder blades in the back of your chest. On your next inhale, the left arm reaches up to the ceiling and back down to the mat. Inhale, right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Exhale, right arm comes down. And your right cheek just rests on the mat. Breathe in, really create space in between those shoulder blades. Your next inhale, rising up. Bringing those right fingertips up to the ceiling and back down to the mat. Good. Inhale, you're going to curl your toes and inhale, drawing your knees off the mat. Engaging your core, pushing the mat away from you. Try not to curve your spine. Stay here for another breath. Sending your hips up and back to your first downward dog. Make sure your fingertips are spread out wide. Trying to draw your chest closer to your thighs. Piking your hips up to the ceiling. Maybe you pedal out your legs. Stretching out those muscles in the back of your legs. One more breath here. Inhale, coming up to our tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, hop or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more time, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, just staying in this forward fold. Letting your head fall heavy. Maybe you bend your knees just to fold over a little deeper. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, sway side to side. Whenever you're ready, release the grip on the elbows and slowly start to rise up. One vertebra at a time. Coming up to our mountain pose, rolling our shoulders back, gauging your glutes, gauging your core, palms face the front of your mat. Taking a deep breath here. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands plant down to the mat. Inhale, stepping back to your high plank. Now you can stay in high plank and lower, or you can bring your knees down to your mat and lower from your knees, just keeping your elbows close to the side of your body, bringing your body onto the mat. Hands are just below your shoulders. You're going to inhale, bringing the chest off the mat for baby cobra. Exhale to lower. Inhale, pushing the mat away from you, bringing your upper body all the way off the mat. Elbows stay close to your sides for full cobra. And exhale to lower. Inhale, coming up to tabletop. And exhale, sending your hips back to child's pose. Reconnect with your breath. Full inhales. Full exhales. When you breathe in, create length in the spine. When you exhale, sink deeper into the stretch. Inhale, rising up to all fours, tucking your toes. Exhale, sending the hips up and back to downward dog. Inhale, right leg comes up behind us. Exhale, stepping the right foot to the front of the mat. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, bringing that left knee down to the mat, unhooking the toes. If this is hard on your left knee, you can grab a blanket or a towel or even a folded up sweater and just place that under your left knee for a little more support. We're going to inhale, bring your arms up to low crescent lunge, really feeling that stretch in the front of your left hip, keeping your shoulders away from your ears, really bending into your right knee. You're going to inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. And you're going to send your hips back, flexing your right foot so the toes point to the ceiling, keeping a straight spine, trying not to curve your spine, setting up for your half split, really feeling the stretch in the back part of your right leg. One more breath here. And coming back to low lunge. Gonna frame that front foot. Tuck your left toes, bringing the left knee off the mat. Inhale, rising up to high crescent lunge. Engaging your core, shoulders away from your ears. One big inhale. And you're going to exhale, pivoting that back foot, opening up to warrior two to the left side of the room. Really bending into your right knee, externally rotating that right hip open. Hands come out beside you. Looking over your right fingertips, flipping that palm. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale, bringing your hands back down to the mat to frame that right foot. Pivoting the back foot. Inhale, stepping back to your high plank. And here you can find a downward dog, or you can exhale, lowering to your version of chaturanga. Finding your flow. We'll meet in downward dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale to bring your left foot forward. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to bring that right knee down to the mat, unhook those right toes. You can place a towel or a blanket under your right knee if you need that support. Gonna inhale, rising up to low crescent lunge, really feeling that stretch in the front of the right hip. Ears away from the shoulders, bending into that left knee. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, hands come down to prayer and back down to the mat. You're gonna send your hips back, flexing that left foot, toes point to the ceiling. Long spine, long neck. Setting up for your half split. One more breath here. Coming back to low lunge. Tucking your right toes, bringing your right knee off the mat. Inhale, rising up. High crescent lunge. Ears away from the shoulders. Engaging your core. One more breath. Your next exhale, pivoting that back foot, opening up to the right side of the room. Really bending into your left knee. Opening up that left hip, externally rotating that hip open. Looking over your left fingertips. Flipping your left palm. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands down to frame that left foot. Rotating that back foot. Inhale, stepping back to your high plank. And exhale, your version of Chaturanga flow. We will meet in downward dog. One cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Sighing out through the mouth. You're going to inhale, shifting your body weight forward. Exhale, lowering the knees to the mat. Untucking the toes, sending the hips back to child's pose. Take whatever you need here. Maybe you need a sip of water. Maybe you need to remind yourself to reconnect with your breath. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly start to rise. And we'll meet in a seated position. Your legs can be extended out long in front of you. You're going to inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale to fold. Maybe you can reach the bottom of your feet. Maybe your hands go to the ground beside your legs. Maybe they rest on your shin. Try to keep a long spine so your collarbone faces the front of your mat. Really feeling that stretch in the back of your legs. Flexing your feet. One more breath here. You can let that go. Checking out your legs. Just make some circles with our ankles. And the other way. Meeting back in center. Take our right leg and bend it, placing our right foot on the outside of our left thigh. Sitting up straight, bringing your left arm, wrapping it around your right knee, hugging your knee to your chest, taking your right arm, placing it behind you, just looking over your right shoulder, really feeling that stretch in your outer right thigh, or outer right hip. And trying to keep your back straight, long spine. Your next inhale, coming back to center and releasing that bind, extending your right leg out long, bending your left knee, placing your left foot on the outer side of your right thigh, taking your right arm and wrapping it around your left leg, hugging your knee to your chest, taking your left arm and just placing it behind you, and gently looking over your left shoulder, giving a long spine, long neck. Remember to breathe. Really feeling that stretch in your outer right hip. On your next inhale, bringing the head back to center, letting that go, releasing your leg, giving your legs a little shake, bending your knees, hugging your knees to your chest, and on your exhale, slowly start to roll back to lay flat on your mat. You'll have your knees slightly bent still, so the soles of your feet are laying flat on the mat. We'll just move our hips to the right side of our mat and letting our knees fall to the left side. Arms can be in a cactus shape or in a T, setting up for your supine twist. Trying to keep both shoulders on the mat. Remembering to breathe. When that feels complete, bringing the knees back to center, bringing the hips to the left side of the mat, dropping the knees to the right side. Keeping both shoulders on the mat, relaxing your neck. One more breath here. Bringing your knees back to center. Adjusting your hips so they're back in the center of the mat. You can take the next few moments for any final poses. Maybe you take a happy baby. Maybe you take a reclined butterfly. Maybe you hug your knees to your chest and rock side to side, massaging your low back. Do whatever you need before we move into our final pose, into Shavasana. Whenever you're ready, you can extend your legs out long, letting them rest. Relax out wide against the mat, relaxing your arms beside your body. Just beginning to let your breath slow down, your mind slow down, and your body slow down. Relaxing the space between your brow, relaxing your jaw, relaxing every muscle in your body as it starts to melt into the mat beneath you. Begin to connect with your breath. Acknowledging the inhales. They fill up the lungs. And the exhales as they empty the lungs. a moment to embrace the connection we have with our breath, with our prana, with our life force. I now invite you to start to deepen your breath as you reawaken. Maybe you wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes as you start to come back into your body, back into this space. Invite you to bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself one final hug. Whenever you're ready, you can gently roll onto the left side of your body, using your left arm as a pillow. Taking a few breaths here to come back into this space. You can take your time and slowly rise, and we will meet in a seated position to close the practice. I'll have you take your left hand and place it over your chest. Your right hand, place it over your abdomen. Just take 3 cleansing breaths. So exhaling all the air out of your mouth. Sealing the lips. Inhale through your nose. Sighing it out through the mouth. And again, filling up the belly, the rib cage, the chest, and letting that go. One final time, the fullest breath you've taken a day, full inhale. And releasing that. You can place your palms to touch in front of your third eye. Thank you for sharing your time. Thank you for sharing your practice. Thank you for sharing your energy. Namaste.